coming at you with another review, just hopping back on from my previous review of the Fleet Temporal Escort. So for this, and as you can see, I've literally just come straight from doing it and coming straight on to do this next clip on the Temporal Light Cruiser. Now, a lot of people actually believe that this ship is not actually in the game yet for the Xbox, but sorry to break it for you, you have missed it, unfortunately, and it is here. It is a fantastic little ship, and you may still be lucky. I never got the ship straight away. I actually had to rely on somebody to find one for me, and he was kind enough to do so. So, props to him. You will see him in this game on here. His name is Loadout, and he's absolutely fantastic chap. I'm assuming it is a guy. I think it is. I think you are Loadout if you see this. Sorry. But anyway, let's get onto this. So I'm going to take you onto the customizations options of the light cruiser. So obviously you can use all the customization skills of all the cruisers you can get in the game for this start of the Constitution class cruisers. So obviously you have the standard Constitution, which is your standard Enterprise. You have the Constitution Beta. You then have obviously the refit. You have the Excalibur, the Vesper, and the Exeter. So obviously you have all these customization skills here. You have so much to choose from. Such as all this material. You can even use the NX class materials, which in a lot of these ships you cannot use. So this brings on a fantastic point of that you can use all of this, and it is going to look so good, and you can there's so much customizations on this thing, and it is literally, I really wanted the Universe class, and I absolutely love the Universe class. I love its size, I love its power, I love how tanky it is. Speed wise I could do a little bit more, but since getting this, I have not stopped using it. So normally with you may notice on some of my ships is the registry number is actually a date on which I got it. So you can see how early I actually got this ship. So it's only on the 8th of December this year that I've actually got this ship. But let's go through all the materials. So you've got the NX, you've got the NX refit, you've got the Zero Type, which is Type 0, which is the original Enterprise look. I love the torpedo launchers on the original Enterprise look. You have the Type 1, Type 2 standard, Type 3 standard, Type 4 standard, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you have the 8B, which was actually bought out for the Temporal Light Cruiser. Temporal Light Cruiser. So I actually use the 8 because I think you get the more defined sort of sources section. But they are both obviously from the series of the original series and movies. I also don't like the bridge being that brown. So again, I use this one because I love the hull patterns. It makes it look like it's actually built up of lots of little bits. There's big sheets of hull. So I use the Type 8 personally, but you do have the Type 8B. You then have obviously your upgrade, and you have your veteran. Again, there's no fleet version of this ship, which I think they should bring in a fleet version of this. It will give a lot of people who really want the ship to get the ship, but unfortunately it comes down to how much they're going to make at the end of the day. So unfortunately they won't bring it in. So Type Windows, I've actually got Type 0 on, but you have got all your standard windows. There's your Type 0. I think it looks more Star Trek-y. The only thing I've actually just noticed is the lights aren't there. Oh, now I'm going to have to rethink this all. I'm going to have to rethink it all now. I don't even have a model to look at. Oh, that's a shame. It's such a shame. Oh, I suppose that one, that looks more like... Oh, yeah, you know what? You guys have changed my mind. Doing this review, changed my mind. I'm going to have the Type 4s. So I have got the Block 1s here. But you can use the Block 2s as well. As you can see, there is a slight difference, and can see those. I keep going up and down. Actually, I'm having the block 2 as well, because to be honest, I didn't even look at the pattern customizations, because I don't normally do patterns. So let's just have a look at the block 1, the block 2. I see. Okay, I will stick with the block 1 because I like the dark circles around it. So on the neck, there's not really any difference. There's a little bit, but not much. I will stick with block 1 on that. The pylon. So we got block 1 or block 2. I like the darker ones, so I'm going to stick with block 1 on that one as well. And the nacelles, or engines, depending on what you want to call it. Again, not really a difference. So I will stick with the block 1. So obviously you have all your standard bridges. You can even use universe because it is a temporal ship. So it is actually supposed to be brought back from another time period, obviously past, future. Whether they still use the Constitution class in the 26th century, I don't know. I would like to think they do. It's quite a classical ship. Let's just cancel that. But I actually have the standard Constitution. You have to pay for your money, hence the little Zen logo on the top right hand side. If they did the refit, I'd be using that and I'd be buying it like yesterday. So let's give that a quick save, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you out into the space area, and we're going to have a look on how she handles. Try and find either a quick PvE or a deep space encounter. I like using this one all the time. Like I said, at the moment I am absolutely spamming the toot out of using this ship because I love it. Absolute to pieces. Now I have the Kelvin Constitution as well, and don't get me wrong, I absolutely adore the Kelvin Constitution. It's more up to date, it's more modern, future could look, in comparison to what this was in the original series movies. So, one thing you'll probably notice about my weapons after seeing this is, you've got what looks to be phaser beams mixed with disruptor. Well, that's where you're wrong. These are all disruptor beams. They're from the Krieger wave part. So I have got a torpedo in there because the torpedoes are law torpedoes as well. By the way, this is the standard photons for this time period, or for that time period for the cruiser. But yeah, they're all disruptor beams, and I actually got pulled up on this last night when somebody actually mentioned to me of why are you using phasers and disruptors. You're handicapping yourself, and you shouldn't be using them. In fairness, he did say, but if that's your thing, you can. Obviously, I can do what I want. But unfortunately, he didn't know that these were disruptor beams. Which is fine, not everybody knows everything. And there are some aspects of the game which I look at and I'm like, what is that? I haven't seen that in absolute ages. Such as recently the Aegis, I believe that's how you pronounce it, the Aegis set. I knew nothing about that until people started commenting on it online. I was like, oh, okay, what's that set? What's its benefits? What's its pros? Its cons? The Aegis engines are actually faster in standard space than the sub-transwarp engines, but the sub-transwarp engines are actually quicker in sector space, and I don't like to hang around. Let's not hang around. Let's just go straight in there, fight, and let's get back out. So I have two omnidirectional beams here. One's crafted. Obviously, if I could make the beam red, I would make the beam red because I prefer the look of it. I've got the House Martok disruptor. I then have all these Krieger, not Alachi. And obviously the standard photon torpedo launcher for the Constitution time frame because it looks like a little powdered snowball. Advanced Fleet Resilient Shield with the 5% bleed through and 5% absorption. The Advanced Vision Deflector Array. What I will do actually, have a quick pause because this is going up on YouTube. Same with my other videos. Have a quick pause if you want to read them all because I'm not going to read them all out because let's just get straight into it. So here's all the abilities for the deflector array. Notice the 10% weapon accuracy. Obviously this ship is designed for more tanking than it is for dealing out damage. It is an engineering class starship. But where's the harm of mixing? Transwarp engines, there's the abilities. Let's just scroll down. Obviously you have got the Borg set. This is from the Reputation, so you can use all of them if you wish. Obviously they do have the added bonus on there. You do get the assimilated tractor beam right at the bottom. I never actually used an assimilated tractor beam because I have used the whole set before because I have got it, but I never really used it, so I just don't bother it now. So yes, you can pause it again once if you want to visit us on YouTube, just under the British Gaming Guides. We have all our other reviews on there, and it's not just myself who does it, and you can pause it and have a good look. So then I have an Elite Fleet Plasma Integrated Warp Core. This one is designed for your more towards your escorts than your tanky ships. But to be honest, I have just gone with this because you had it. It's already epic. It's already maxed out. Why not? It's not a bad little thing, and it takes away some of the weapon cost as well. You have the capacitor there as well. So for the tactical slots, I have these are all fleet consoles. Same with your warp core, your deflector, and your shields. So I do have the vulnerability disruptors here, so it gives you all your standard 37.5 disruptor damage, like your normal tactical consoles for your energy weapons, but it gives you the 1.9 critical chance. Which obviously, the more critical chance you have, the more critical hits you can have, the more critical severity you have, the more damage you're going to do on those critical hits. So I then also on most of these are universal, so they can just be slotted in anywhere. Most of the consoles I use. So I have the binaural infusion circuits, which gives you that nice extra hull capacity there. Gives you some control expertise, because I have noticed with this thing, once you are tractor beamed like shit. You cannot get out very easily unless you have other control expertise on there. But I'm actually using this console, the hull capacity and the critical severity, because it gives a plus 25% critical severity, which is quite a high amount. The next one I'm using is the weapon sensor enhancer, because it's giving that plus 40 accuracy. Obviously, you're going to need quite a high accuracy to use to mainly push through with your weapons and everything like that. But it gives you the ablative hull plating, which improves the resistance to physical and kinetic damage. It gives you the plus 40 ship control expertise as well. Even with that on there, it's still difficult to actually get you moving once you've been tractor beam. I did the featured PvE at the moment, not the Winter Wonderland one, but for the Lucari, stuff like that, Lucari for the story arc. I got tractor beamed like crazy by the Vardwa. I could not get away from their anchors, and it was difficult. Right, so what I'm going to do is just scroll down again. You can again always pause it later on. There we go. So next, I'll use this one for the critical severity and the critical chance. It's quite a nice little console to be using. To be honest, it gives you the 37.5 flight turn rate, and this ship is actually quite nimble for a cruiser, but saying that it is a light cruiser as well, so it kind of gives you that little inkling right there of it's going to be quicker than normal. 1.2% critical chance and a 12.5% critical severity. Obviously, here are all the abilities. Again, on YouTube you can pause it just to have a good look and see what they all do. So this console actually comes with this ship. So as you can see there, it gives a plus 20% all damage. There are probably other consoles that I could slip in there to use instead. However, I can add them. I'm not at the moment. I'm happy with the way the ship is at the moment. I'll probably make some add-ons later on. I've got the reinforced armaments, which gives the 66.7% power transfer rate, the plus 25 hull restoration, the plus 25 shield capacity. Again, here are the bonuses. So the next one, this is the fleet console. What I will say, that's the mission. That's a mission. That's a mission. That's the lobby store. And like I said, their fleet. This is fleet as well. So it's giving these abilities here. So it gives the plus 25 all damage resistance. I had a console on just a second ago, which I could have used. Where is it? Where is it? Bounty Hunter! Yeah, so this is giving an all damage resistance 20 plus 25. Put this one on here because it gives plus 37.5, which is going to help even more. It's not doing the kinetic and the physical, but I have some of them to give with already, whatever one it is. Anyway. Plus shield restoration and minus 10% weapon cost. Again, here are the extra added sets that you can use. Again, pause if you need to. So then I have, this is from the Romulan Reputation, so the 0-point energy conduit, which I use for the critical chance, but it also gives plus 2.2 power to all subsystems, and it has a drain expertise, but I don't really focus on drain expertise, to be honest. Again, here are all of the sets. Pause if you need to. So, Mastery. As you can see, I've actually already maxed out. And to be honest, I didn't even actually know that I had already done that. So, that trait is just sitting there waiting for me, just like, hey, what you doing? Activate me, because it's not a bad little trait. Plus 0.3 hull regeneration for 20 seconds. Increases as hull HP decreases. And a minus 33% weapon power cost. So it's gonna, you belting out your weapons is gonna cost a lot less on your energy reserves. So again, you have the absorptive hull plating, which is kind of standard. All these abilities tiers are kind of standard for a cruiser class starship because it's actually on most of them. Rapid repairs regenerates that. I'll let you read it all. And then we have the enhanced hull plating, which gives the damage resistance and the radiation damage resistance, which is great against the Borg because, as you know, they like to launch their torpedoes and damage you to crazy with radiation or plasma burns or whatever. Plus 10% hit points. Stats-wise, accuracy you want to pump up to as near as 100. I haven't done it on this one, but I'm pretty happy. I don't use this for PvP. It's only a PvE ship, so my escort that I mainly use for PvP is actually the NX class, which is a lot higher on its accuracy and its defense rating. Its defense rating here, I'm sitting still, so it's going to be very easy to hit me. So your defense rating isn't on how much really; it's more on the fact of how hard it is to hit you. As you can see, defense rating goes up when you move. What I'm going to do is, because I don't want to slide off the end of the map, it's a flat space, flat map, flat space, flat space. Stats-wise, critical chance is up at 18.5. You want to try and boost it up to 20, but again, I'm not that bothered because this ship does amazingly in the battle anyway. And again, it's not my PvP ship. It does fantastically on the advanced PvEs, and that's all I can ask. I don't try Elite anymore because I started doing Elite, and the people we found didn't know what they were doing at all. Failed the first objective every single time, and that was that. Obviously, it ends the game. So, yeah, it wasn't fun. But as you can see, you've got all your other little stats here, and your resistance are still pretty high for the consoles that I've got equipped. And then you have, obviously, these will again change when I start moving. So what I'm going to do is that's it's because it's linked. Let's slip us into one of these. Yeah, high one slot's fine. It's quick, so you don't bore you with this. So let's show you how it handles, how well it handles, how much damage it can kick out. The good thing about this ship as well is a lot of people actually think that they see you in a PV and they think, oh great, we've got a little tiny, tier 1, tier 2 ship. Why are they doing this? But again, that's because a lot of people actually don't know that this ship is out. And it has actually been out for about a month or so. And like I said, they don't know it's there, so it's fun to watch people underestimate you. because I've seen people doing these PvEs. I've seen people crowd around me for no reason, fighting off all these enemies. So I fly over to, and it's mainly Borg Disconnected that I use, or that I play for a multi mark. But it's fun to see them then see me. They're losing their shields, they're losing their hull, and I'm just like, not really an issue. Little Kelvin Connie over there. Literally, people are probably just looking at my ship at the moment. I mean, I know a lot of people do, because I used to before I got the ship. I used to, everyone I saw with this ship, I used to scan. Are you a level 60 with the? Are you a level 60 with the tier 6, or are you a level 10 with the tier 2? So once we get going, I can actually show you how well this does. This just is a standard PvE. It's not anything like that.
Dream of victory where none can be had.
Oh, well then you need to go home, Queenie. Try not to fly into walls, that would help. You know what would also help? Is if I targeted it, actually one that was actually closer to me. So as you see, they're all disruptor beams, and it absolutely wallops a punch when it needs to. It's happy to take the damage as well. There goes my little snowballs. So blistering through all of these people, and yes, my shields are down. But that's because I keep being hit by the Borg's lovely little drainers, shield drains. So that's the main reason. So you can see it again, just blistering through. That sphere's going to die because it took my shield. Ah, let's just skip that. Let's just glitch out a second. Obviously, if you're new to Starship Bell and you're new to PvEs, because there are actually a lot more people who are kind of stay as close to the Queen as possible in a fight forward of the Queen when this bit's here, because they will be able to hit you. But you can hit both of them the exact same. There are also abilities I can activate, such as that. It does reduce my output speed, but let's keep going. No, don't do that, don't do that, stop firing, stop firing. Feedback, oh, that was my undoing. Always watch the Queen. Yeah, that's nice, Queenie, but, you know. What a rookie mistake. Watch the Queen. Always watch the Queen. Hey bitch, I'm back. So the abilities I actually have on the ship, I have classified for penetration, shield penetration. So I actually have most of my abilities to just pass straight through. Because it's a lot easier. If you could just bypass the shields, it's a lot easier. Okay, so normally I don't normally detonate, because I normally know to keep an eye on the Queen. But that time, to be honest, I was actually concentrating more on the stream than I was on her. So, yeah, that was completely my bad. And it was just how I flew. So that was human error. That was just how I flew the ship. I didn't pay any attention. I just thought, let's see if I can do as much damage as possible. Forgot that she has the feedback pulse. Now, if you think about it, when she activates that feedback pulse and you die instantly, that's a compliment. That's a compliment. That means you've got a lot of damage. It's a compliment. Always look at it that way. So don't feel too embarrassed if you ever just get destroyed by the feedback pulse from her, because, like I said, compliment. But yes, so that is my little review for this ship. I've been meaning to do this for days, but because I've been so busy, I haven't gotten around to it. I'm absolutely love this ship. If you're really lucky, you can find some people who have one. Buy it, use it. Out of all my cruisers, this is, like, I would probably say at the moment, this is number one on my top three. And my top three for my, oh no, I'm gonna have to change it to top five. No, I'm gonna have to change it. It's definitely within the top three though. The top three being, I would probably say this would at the moment be number one. Number two would be my Kelvin. Number three would be my Universe class, which is the giant Enterprise J, for people watching who don't know what that is. And then it would be the Miracle Worker, because that is an astounding ship as well. And you can catch all of my reviews as well on YouTube, and I have done a Miracle Worker review. And I think it really does highlight, and I did that review on the day it came out, and it really does highlight on how well the Miracle Worker works. But yes, this absolutely brilliant ship. I'm going to be doing, my next review should be on, this time it should be on the Universe class. I promised it right at the beginning. Never got around to it and did others. But yeah, if it would, it's brilliant little ship. 10 out of 10. If you can find it on the exchange for it, I've actually been putting them up there for like 600 mil. I missed out on that, unfortunately. Someone I know got his for 600 million, and they're worth more than that. So save your energy credits, do what you can, try and find someone, make deals, do this, that and the other. Just get the ship. If you're an engineering officer, all the better. But yes, thanks for watching everyone. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, like, do whatever you need to do on Twitch and on YouTube. It really does help me out. Not on the fact of, not purely on the fact of actually getting out there, but I actually love making videos for people, and I love that my videos can entertain people and that people actually like them. So it makes me feel really good when people do like and subscribe to the channel. Just on the sole fact that it validates my work on broadcasting. So it makes me feel good. So thank you for people who have done that so far, and if you can do that, I would be absolutely grateful. You'd bring me happiness to my day. But for now, I'm just gonna sign off now, and I hope you enjoy your day. Cheers, bye.